we are posing the question today of whether or not the 2023 season was a success. And that is the question that a lot of Orioles fans have had, a lot of Orioles writers have been contributing to over the last week or so. We have taken the week to digest, to take a step back from kind of the sting of losing Game 3 of the ALDS. And we're going to take a look at kind of the season as a whole. What didn't go as well as you had hoped? What went better than expected? We're going to start to preview some storylines for the offseason that we are going to break down further in depth in shows in the weeks to come. We're going to kind of preview that a little bit. I would say just overall to start before we get into kind of what didn't go well in the season, because there's a lot fewer points that we are going to hit on that front about what didn't go well. Overall, just answering the question off the top, I think it is unequivocally a successful season. Obviously, given the context of the playoffs, here's how I kind of view the end of the season here. If somebody had told you at the beginning of the year that the Orioles lost in the ALDS, before the season, you probably would have went, that's probably a successful season because the Orioles, A, made the playoffs. B, at that point, you probably would have assumed that they were a wild card team. Not many people gave them a chance in the AL East. I mean, this team included said it's going to be a real uphill battle to win the AL East. So if you told me that they lost in the ALDS, I'd probably say that's great on a few fronts. A, they made the playoffs. B, they probably won a wild card series. And an ALDS appearance is a really nice step in the right direction. Obviously, getting swept in the ALDS, given the context of the fact that you won 101 games, you were the number one seed in the American League, at that point it becomes disappointing, but you have to take yourself back to where we were before the season, and if you had said the Orioles lost in the ALDS, I would have told you that was a step in the right direction.
Yeah, expectations are everything at the end of the day. And to your point, the expectation going into the year was not that the Orioles were going to win 101 games. So
no, you were looking for a playoff berth.
Exactly. That was the goal if they could get that. And I think a lot of fans out there thought there was even an opportunity or a chance that they'd take a step back this season, which obviously they did not, and they went out and won 101 games. So from those expectations, yeah, huge success. They exceeded everybody's expectations as far as I'm concerned with their regular season play. Obviously, you don't want to get swept in the ALDS, but like you said, when you take the big picture, I think it's really difficult not to say this season was a huge success.
Right.
I think this season was absolutely a success for Baltimore fans, for the Orioles, for everybody in this city, because they were fantastic. We saw what they can do, and one playoff series is not indicative of how good they are.
Right.